Hello everyone, I'm your nephew R.P.D. and could God save the kids? Do I even need to say more? It's one of the worst kids movies ever made to try to tell a message but they fail miserably. And the movie was so horrible and he managed to make a name for himself. And especially for the creator, which I will get to that much later, and for many good reasons. But before I will talk about the movie, it's best to talk about the person who asked me to do the review in the first place. And that is Bob, aka Bobso. For those who don't know who Bobso is, he's an internet critic on YouTube reviewing kids movies, some other movies, comics, and a bunch of other stuff. Kids movies like rip-offs of famous movies, some movies that haven't been talked about before, and some horrible animated kids movies that happen to be annoying for the sake to be annoying. Comics mostly DC, and movies like Transformers. His most famous reviews are Tentacle Nino, The Good God Save the Kids, and the Alpha and Omega movies. Which is from the Alpha and Omega movies this whole thing started. Yeah, I know The Good God Save the Kids also has history, but I will get to that later. Bobso has done something that I will never imagine some creator would do. Asking other people for their reviews so he can upload to his channel so other people can see others' opinions of movies he reviewed. Seriously, do you know anybody else outside of Bobso has done something like this? Gesso was an enormous hit for Bob, so that way a lot of people can express their opinion about the movie he reviewed. So, how did Gesso start from the first place? When Bob has to deal with a cyberbully. For those who don't know, there was a really stupid person on the internet who attacked Bob and his wife because, get this, he didn't like Bob's reviews of all of the Alpha and Omega movies. And calling Bob and his wife cyberbullies for no goddamn reason. And I thought I've seen it all. But it doesn't matter. The Gesso was a huge success and it happened to be awesome. For the most part. In fact, the idea was so cool that I wanted to do a review also of Alpha and Omega. The first one. I mean, come on, you all know about the Alpha and Omega sequels. They are freaking horrible abominations. Now, why I didn't do a review of the Alpha and Omega movie? Because I didn't have a good microphone. That's why. Also, my review of the first Alpha and Omega movie will be the same video of the Good God Save the Kids review. So don't stop the video after I finish my review of the Good God Save the Kids review. That's why it's a double review, so I can talk about both about these movies. Anyway, with that out of the way, let's talk about why the Good God Save the Kids is so famous. This whole thing has started with Bobso, I Hate Everything, and some other people have started to review this movie, and the creator of this movie, which I prefer to call him Dirt Dick Softshit. Anyway, Mr. Softshit, with the help of YouTube, has started to attack I Hate Everything, Bobso, and some others, because he didn't like not a single review of these people. Which, by the way, some of these people, especially I Hate Everything, have recommended people to see this movie for how hilariously bad it is. Which is something I really disagree, but whatever. Oh, this whole thing, Mr. Softshit and YouTube starting people reviews, it happened before the cyberbullying with this stupid hater trying to tell people that Bobso and his wife are nothing but cyberbullies for stupid reasons. Now, with that out of the way, let's start the review. And let's cover the first problem with this movie, the opening with the title. First, why the main character dances like he's drunk? And why they put a very dull music? Seriously, listen. Why they didn't put something more catchy? Oh, I don't know. Also, I'm not even slightly impressed with all these magic tricks. Actually, a movie begins.
This is a special news report. We have terrible news.
Wait.
Bullies have been picking on children everywhere,
What?
and it is tragic.
Hey,
there has to be
what's
a way
going
to
on?
stop the bullies.
Wow. We're not even 5 minutes in this movie and I'm already confused and I literally spot my first problem. Yes people, this movie is going to be how we deal with bullies and I literally feel sick now. Now don't get me wrong, we need movies to teach us how we deal with bullies, but something tells me that this movie will not do the job right. Especially today. And your movie hasn't done a good job teaching you how to deal with bullies today when the bully problem is even worse than it was before, then your movie fails on so many levels. Speaking of which, if the problem with the police is so big, where the fuck is the police and even the army in that matter? Does nobody even think about, oh wait, I see where they're going with this. Also check out this girl with her incredible acting. I'm acting, yay! Also, why this girl is literally next to a restaurant that is called Bully's Dinner? What kid would be stupid enough to stand right next to a restaurant being called Bully's Dinner? Also, I like what they try to convince us that the cool cat has literally been in the army. Which is bullshit. Okay, enough of that. Let's just meet our main character. And...
Wow! This looks great!
a slightly scarier version of Bunny the Dinosaur. But that doesn't excuse all the nightmare it will give to the kids. Okay, I don't have a problem with people dressing with costumes to be like the character, but look how awkwardly he moves. And the fact that his eyes never close, that almost make it like a zombie. Actually, the more I think of it, the more it makes sense. Now we have been introduced to our main character, let's cover the supporting characters. Like the little girl. Yeah, I know he has a name, but he's incredibly dull whenever. And we also introduced to Mr. Subset himself, who played the father of the cool cat.
Great job.
Also, if you haven't noticed, Mr. Subset has everything about this movie. Not only he's one of the supporting characters, he's the director, the writer, the producer, and also this movie it was based on the book, which it was written by Mr. Subset himself. Just to point it out. After Cool Cat and the little girl talk a little and then go out to do something, now we are introduced to the stereotypical bully. By the way, does he look like a bully to you? He's fat, he has a bit long hair, in fact, he should be the one who's being bullied. Wait, maybe that's what they're going to. With this fat kid who has been bullied by others and he's feel really down and really weak, and he has no choice but to be a bully so he can feel strong and not weak, and teaching kids not be bullies if they've been bullied. This is a great message. I don't remember seeing this in a lot of movies, TV shows and many cartoons, so that is really impressive. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe this movie is not what they're going to, isn't it? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Hey, Cool Cat, I just got a text, but I don't know who it is.
Well, there's only one way to find out. So, see what it says.
Why did he say that in a very creepy way?
So, see what it says.
Yeah.
Also, I noticed another problem with this movie. The pacing. This movie moves like a turtle. And then in the beginning, there are a lot of scenes that draw way too much and it makes the movie incredibly boring. Also, some of the cinematography is not very good. Let's have a look with the scene where the girl pick up the phone and read the message.
Listen to it, someone just texted me. You're ugly and your hair looks like rat hair. Should I open it?
Sure. You know, maybe they feel bad about that really mean text.
What again? I just punked her! And everyone thinks Cool Cat's so cool, so it's time to punk him.
Hello, this is Cool Cat.
Why did he call
It's like the cameraman, it was the very first time he ever used a camera.
Run away.
And he's laughing. I bet
Also,
he's looking
why the
at
cool
us.
cat doesn't do anything to stop the bully by bullying the little girl? He's going to complain this to his father, and now they try to figure out. And now I have managed to see an even creepier version of the Bunny the Dinosaur.
Hey, how about another glass
Okay,
of
who
milk?
thought that this
No,
would be a
thanks.
good
That was
idea?
just
Taking the
perfect.
exact same costume, putting a lipstick, and actually, I'm not gonna waste any more time with this. Worst character ever, burn it with fire.
Really neat,
After we see
but I don't want to do
this
that.
abomination,
Plus,
we see Cool Cat check
whenever
out some
I write
website,
this
and he's having a nightmare.
I'm gonna learn to stand up for myself. Yes, that's a great way to stop bullying. Stand up for yourself.
I rather do horrible acting, rather to convince myself to stand up to the bullies. He wake up and
Oh, wow.
he is talking. Must be a pupso! After this abomination, we see Cool Cat going to Hollywood, talking with his parents, and
Can I have some privacy, please?
yes, you can have your privacy. Go ahead. And after that we see Cool Cat and Mr. Subshit try to make the most unimpressive, uninteresting, most dull song ever made.
Right there. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's rock. Cool cat likes to rock and roll.
Wake me up inside. Wake me up inside. Call my name and save me from the dark. Bid my blood to run before I come undone. Save me from the
Oh, sorry, I just got bored, and I was listening to far better songs than this. Well, after this boredom, we see Cool Cat trust by some cards where they have been at far better movies, which I prefer to watch rather than this. And then,
Wait. Come on. Let's go have some fun.
what's going on here?
Cool Cat's gonna be on television all over the world. Hey, everybody. Hey, how are you? Hey, great to be here.
They say cool cat likes to boogie boogie boo. Cool cat likes to love you.
Cool Cat, the coolest cat in town.
Cool Cat is the creation of Hollywood's very own Derek Savage. Cool Cat and his adventures are featured.
Oh, what the fuck am I watching here?
After
Great suggestion.
whatever the fuck
Would you
was
like
that,
an ice cold
Cool
glass
Cat just
of
go
lemonade?
to see some neighbors, and when Cool Cat and the little girl playing in the sand, the bully comes in.
You better not be a bully because I don't like bullies.
Then why the fuck are you not doing something?
What did you do? I don't like the sandcastle, so take that!
Whoa, stop the movie here. Did Cool Cat just shut his eyes?
I think we better go save him.
I'm with you, Eric.
Come on.
Oh, now you decide to go over there.
I'll get you!
After the bully just literally goes on his way.
Are you okay,
Morons.
Cool Cat Maria?
Did you get her?
By the way, have you ever noticed one of the biggest problems about this movie? Yeah, Cool Cat hasn't saved anybody. Most of the time, he's just sit back and take it like a pussy. Which makes the title completely misleading. Hell, there's even a scene where a guy is about to hit a kid and Cool Cat just sit there and does nothing. What makes it even worse, the kid didn't even need help. He just jumped back and let the car pass him. Which makes the Cool Cat completely pointless in this movie. If a movie is about standing up to bullies and our main character just stands there and does nothing, then this movie is a complete failure.
Whoa, that was close.
You said, and you better get out of this movie before you get hurt, kid. And I mean right now. After some weird special effects, the bully gets arrested. Our characters talk about things,
Is that a fancy
and
ring or a quarter? Is that what I think it is?
Oh no, it's a gun, and it looks like a real one. No.
so our characters going to warn everyone about the
Gun
gun,
over there.
but the bully see the opportunity and take the gun. Whoa, wait a minute. How the hell he escaped from the officer? Or the officer just let him go and he didn't do anything?
Hold on, guys.
After they noticed the bully taking the gun, they warned Mr. Soft Shit, and he called the police, and the bully got arrested, and he's going to stay in jail for the rest of his life. Yeah, I'm like, this is not how this happened. They tell him they're going about their businesses, and Mr. Soft Shit just calling a friend of his to deal about this problem. Even though there's a kid with a deadly weapon on his hand. You should be calling the police, not some random guy. Our characters going to school for apparently no reason. The bully gets arrested, and the movie ends, and they all live happily ever after. The stupidest movie I have ever seen. So that was Cool Cat Save the Kids, or I like to call it the uncool, useless cat and his pointless adventures. Guys, what can I say about this movie? The characters are dull, the story is a mess, the acting is horrible, the writing is horrible, and pretty much everything about this movie is horrible. And for a movie that is about standing up to the bullies and our main character just stands there like an idiot and does nothing, it fails really, really bad. And for a movie that a lot of people say that is so bad that it's good, it doesn't even get close to The Room level. And for what I have seen, I'm not the only one who thinks this movie is horrible. And there's a good freaking reason why. Because this movie is fucking boring. Why do you think my review was dull? Because the movie was so boring that I could put all of my energy to this movie because it didn't offer much. Even if you're going to ignore all the horrible things about this movie, how much of a poorly job they have done telling a message about the bullying, the movie itself doesn't have much. It's only about our main character just sitting around and doing nothing most of the time. But hey, if you find it to be a very hilarious bad movie, more power to you. And I hope you enjoy it because I did not. Before I finish, remember when I told you about Mr. Soft Shit and YouTube taking reviews down? Apparently, Mr. Soft Shit was so pissed off about the reviews that he couldn't take any criticism of anyone's opinion. So, this is about a dumbass who made a poorly made kids movie about bullying, all to become a bully himself. What makes things even worse that he threatened I Hate Everything to put his real name and his address on the internet. Hey dumbass, remember when your character says this in the movie?
With cyberbullying, you kind of can't really stop it if you don't know who it's coming from. But my best advice, just ignore.
Yeah, that is a big deal, you jackass. After all this bullshit, I'm happy to say that the movie and Mr. Soft Shit himself deserve all the hate they deserve. And that is all for now. If Mr. Soft Shit himself tried to sue me of my review, you don't have to worry about me because I can take him. If there's one thing that you must never do is never fuck with the police. Anyway, I'm your neighborhood R.P.D and thanks for watching. And I'm your service for anything you want me to review. Movies, TV shows, cartoons, comics, video games, anything you want. Just let me know and I'll see you next time. Oh, and don't stop the review right now because after that you're going to see my review of Alpha and Omega, which is right now. Alpha and Omega is a 2010 3D animated romantic adventure comedy drama film directed by Anthony Bell and Ben Klunk. It's been produced by Slash Entertainment. I remember one day I have took this movie of the video store and I decided to watch it because I haven't seen this movie when it first came out, so I was really curious to see what it was about. And also I'm a really big fan of animated movies. For almost 2 years I completely forgot about this movie until Bob's show created a guest show for asking other people, including mine, reviews of this movie. So I thought, hey, that sounds like a good idea. And I also have my own thoughts of this movie. And also Bob's show is one of my favorite internet queries of the internet. So pretty much you figured out that I am doing this review pretty much for him. Now, with that out of the way, and after watching and rewatching the movie again, all I gotta say is, well, it's not a very good movie. But before I will talk about the good and the bad about this movie, let's discuss the big elephant in the room, the animation. For me personally, it's not bad and it's also not spectacular. It is not at the level bad of Normal the North. It is not so detailed that it looks almost real. And for me, the animation is okay. Now with that out of the way, let's discuss the good and the bad. First, the good. One of the things I like about this movie is the soundtrack, especially the howling. It's very smooth and easy to the ears. I particularly like the idea and what they have done with the howling songs, combining the howling with the actors' voices to make a really nice, smooth, and very original songs. The one who has stuck in my head the most is the train with Humphrey and Kate. Seriously, listen to this. For me, that is awesome. Another thing that I like about this movie is Lily and Garth. Of all the characters of this movie, these two are the most memorable and overall, two of the best characters of this movie. I will talk about the rest, but let's just discuss these two for now. The relationship between these two characters felt natural, and by the end of the movie, you really felt that these two fell for each other. I don't know, there's something about these two that makes me want to like these characters. Also, the actors who voicing these two have done some really good job, and that's pretty much all I have with the good. Like I said before, it's not a very good movie. It's mostly forgettable. And one of the biggest problems about this movie is the story. And for those who don't know, this is basically a Romeo and Juliet ripoff, but with wolves. And for those who are familiar with Romeo and Juliet, you pretty much guess the ending of this movie. Even if you don't believe these two are going to be together, in the end they are going to be together, no matter what. And that makes it very predictable. It wouldn't be that big of a problem if the characters, especially the two main ones, were not so bland and uninteresting. Speaking of which, the two main characters, Humphrey and Kate, are unfortunately not so interesting and very bland characters. And for the first scene of the movie, you never buy that these two are going to be together, which makes the relationship between these two completely unnatural and also forced. As for the rest of the characters, they are either pretty annoying, dull, or all of the above. Also, the writing doesn't help either. There are times when the characters say something like this.
Laughing at us. Oh, now that's a moon I don't want to howl to.
And you basically cannot take the characters seriously. There are also some plot holes of this movie and some really stupid scenes that not only they have nothing to do with the story, but they are pretty much pointless and unnecessary. There are also some times where the characters can do some really stupid things. Like Kate, for example, when he abandoned Garth because his howling was horrible, which was a pretty stupid reason to abandon him, because she agreed with her father to marry him, and he knew if he abandoned him, he would start a whole war. And it was also pretty selfish. There's also this running gag or something about Humphrey that he will do everything to make out with Kate, which at times it makes him kind of a jerk. and also make the relationship really uncomfortable at times. But the thing I hate the most was the ending. I hated it when I first saw it, and I hate it to this day. There were so many stupid things that happened in the ending that really annoyed me. A good example is when they think Kate is dead but turns out is perfectly fine. Oh my god, I always hated this cliché where they make us believe that one of the main characters is dead but turns out is perfectly fine. It's stupid and annoying and he needs to die and it must be forgotten. So overall, Alpha and Omega is not a very good movie. Is the worst movie ever made? I don't think so. Does it have good things in it? Yes, but there are very few and far behind. And well, for what it is, I'm glad I saw it. But it's not a movie that I will go back and saw again. But if they had Lily and Garth, then the movie is worth it. So I kinda gave this movie a D+. At least it tries to be a movie. Compared to the sequels. And I don't even need to say anything about the sequels. They suck. Thank you for watching. I'm your neighbor R.P.D and I'm your service for anything you want. Movies, TV shows, cartoons, comics, video games, anything you want. Let me know and I'll see you next time.